Welcome to WhisperVale, where stories speak softly to the heart and remind you that every small step forward is a kind of miracle. Tonight's story is called The Seed That Stopped Waiting. It's a story about a little seed one that dreamed of becoming something beautiful but kept waiting for the right time to grow. Maybe you've done that too, waited for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect version of yourself. But tonight's story will remind you, you don't need perfect, you only need to begin. Once upon a time, in a meadow full of wildflowers, a small seed lay deep beneath the soil. She could hear the world above the wind rustling through tall grass, the soft laughter of birds, the warm hum of bees gathering nectar. She wanted to see it all, to feel the sunlight and the rain on her leaves. But she was afraid. What if the soil is too hard? She wondered. What if I'm too small to grow? What if the sun burns me or the rain drowns me? So she whispered, "Not yet. I'll wait until I'm ready." And she stayed buried in the darkness. Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned into seasons. And still she waited. Around her, other seeds began to wake. Tiny roots reached into the earth. Little shoots broke through the ground, stretching toward the light. Some grew tall and strong. Some bent and swayed with the wind. And a few even broke in storms, but they all kept growing. The little seed watched them from below. "How brave they are," she whispered, "but not me. I'll wait a little longer." And so, while others danced in the sunlight, she stayed safe, hidden but lonely. One day, dark clouds covered the sky. The air grew heavy. Then came thunder deep and angry. Rain poured down, soaking the ground. The wind howled through the meadow, pulling at roots and bending stems. The little seed trembled in fear. "This is why I didn't want to grow," she cried. But the storm didn't listen. It rained and rained until the soil around her softened. And for the first time, she felt water deep in her heart, not as a threat, but as something alive. The rain didn't hurt her. It fed her. Something inside her began to stir a small push, a tiny reach, a whisper that said, "Maybe it's time." And then she grew. It wasn't easy. The soil above her was heavy. Her little roots trembled as they pushed upward. But she didn't stop. And finally, after what felt like forever, she broke through. Light, warm, golden, gentle light. She blinked if a seed could blink and looked around in awe. The sky stretched endlessly above her, and the meadow shimmered with color. She wasn't the tallest. She wasn't the strongest. But she was alive. For the first time, she felt the sun on her leaves, and the breeze through her new green stem. And it felt right. Not perfect, just right. As days passed, the little plant grew bit by bit. Sometimes she bent in strong winds. Sometimes she lost petals in the rain. But each time, she stood again a little taller, a little braver. One afternoon, as she swayed in the sunlight, she whispered to the seeds still sleeping below, "It's safe up here. Don't wait for the perfect day, the world is already ready for you." And deep below the soil, a few small voices whispered back, "Maybe it's time for us too." What we learned from the seed, the little seed story, reminds us of something beautiful. Growth doesn't wait for perfection. It happens when you start, even if you're scared. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only perfect moment is now. Courage doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means you move forward while you're afraid. Every storm that shakes you is also watering you. The same rain that frightens you is helping you grow. You don't have to be ready to begin. You just have to begin, and readiness will find you. Thank you, dear listener, for sharing this quiet story with WhisperVale. If this story touched your heart, remember the little seed and take your first small step today, whatever it may be. Because you don't have to wait to grow. You only have to begin. If this tale warmed your spirit, please like, subscribe, and share so that others may find the courage to bloom too. As days passed, the little plant grew bit by bit. Sometimes she weathered strong winds, sometimes she lost hope in the rain, but each time she stood again a little taller, a little braver. One afternoon, as she swayed in the sunlight, she whispered to the seeds still sleeping below, "It's safe up here. Don't wait for the perfect day. The world is already ready for you." And deep below the soil, a few small voices whispered back, "Maybe it's time for us too." What we learned from the seed, the little seed story